Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. In this video I'd like to show you how to make this square. It's called Fantastic and it's been designed by Julie Yeager. I'll be using Scheepjes stone washed yarn and a 4mm crochet hook to make this square. I'll go with you through the rounds that make up this pattern, and especially these intricate rounds here in the middle are very interesting. I'll show you step by step how to make this square. I hope it's a useful video for you and thank you for watching. Round 1, with a slip knot on my hook, going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then close on the first stitch with a slip stitch to make a ring. Now we're going to do 12 double crochets in the ring, so that little hole you have there. Chain 3, this is my first double crochet. The second, yarn over, and in that space, in that little hole, work a double crochet. This is 2, it's because I chained 3 counts for 1, so this is number 2. I'm going to do 12 in total, so you're doing 11 double crochets and the chain 3. This is 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 4, and then this is 11. I just want to double check that I counted correctly. That's chain 3 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, so 11 double crochets and the chain 3. I'm going to cut my yarn, open up. And now I'm just going to close with an invisible join on that chain 3. You can also join with a slip stitch if you want. Just going to attach my yarn to my needle. This is the chain 3. I'm just going to go to the stitch next to it. Through that stitch, pull my yarn. Then come back and through the top of the last stitch that I crocheted. Going to push my needle back in, and what you're now doing is you're making a little V. You see that little V there? That's what you're making on top of the chain 3, and that looks like a stitch, so then you don't see explicitly where the join is, and this is why they call it an invisible join. I already have the yarn on my hook, so I can just easily work this thread away. It doesn't take me any extra time to do that. And that completes round 1. For the next round I'll be using a new color. Round 2, a new color yarn. I'm going to start in any stitch, doesn't matter which stitch. I'm going to choose this one and attach my yarn with a slip stitch. First stitch is a double crochet. I'm going to do a chain 3 for the double crochet. Then in the same stitch where you're currently in, so you're currently in that stitch, we're going to work a front post double crochet. Just get the needle in here. So around the post of the stitch we're going to work a front post stitch. So around the same position where you're currently at. Yarn over, and then in the same stitch around the post work a front post double crochet. Now we move on to the next stitch, and now you should be careful that you don't accidentally miss this stitch, because you see here's the next stitch, that's that stitch there. But because of this front post, it kind of falls over it, so you would be forgiven for missing it and going to this stitch. But do take note, here's the next stitch. So in the next stitch, work a double crochet. I'm just going to take this beginning yarn with me. And then around the same stitch, work a front post double again. So it's exactly the same as we did on the previous stitch. And this you're going to repeat all the way round. On every stitch you do first a double crochet and then a front post double crochet. Then again a double and a front post, a double and a front post. And this you're going to do all the way around. And by doing that you're going to get yourself 24 stitches. So in the next stitch, a double crochet, followed by a front post double crochet. And once more, a double crochet on the next, followed by a front post double crochet. Repeat this all the way around, so it's going to give you 12 doubles and 12 front posts. And after your last front post, close on your first stitch. You can either close with a slip stitch on the chain 3 or make an invisible join. Round 3, get a new color yarn, and we're going to attach with a slip stitch in any front post stitch. So you've got 12 front post double crochets. Choose one, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to take this one. In that stitch, attach your yarn with a slip stitch. I'm going to do very similar to the previous round. We work a double crochet in every stitch, and around the front post stitches we work also a front post stitch. Let's chain 3. This is again for the first double crochet. Then around the front post double crochet we work another front post double crochet. So around that front post work another front post double. Then on the next stitch, and that's kind of a little bit hidden here between these two front posts, you've got that double crochet there. I'm going to work a double crochet in that stitch. I'm just taking the thread with me to the back. Work a double crochet. And in the next stitch, which is the front post, work also a double. So you're working 2 doubles. Now you're again in a front post stitch. So you also need to work a front post around that front post double. So another front post double. And this you're going to repeat in essence all the way around. So you work 2 double crochets and then a front post. 2 doubles and a front post. So I'll show you the repeat a few more times. So yarn over, in the next stitch do a double. And another double, and then a front post. And again a double, and that second double crochet, and a front post. So repeat this all the way around, and after you've worked on your last repeat you're going to have 1 double crochet, then you have the chain 3 so that you already have there, then close on that chain 3 or make an invisible join, so either a slip stitch or an invisible join. Round 4A, you're also going to have a round 4B. So for round 4A, a new color yarn, and you're going to attach your yarn between 2 double crochets. If you look here at any place, you have these are your 2 double crochets, those 2 are the stitches. And now we're going to go between the posts of these stitches. So it's not there's no space here that you can say, oh, it's in the chain 1 space or something. It's just between those 2 stitches. So don't work in top of them, but here between them. So between any 2 double crochets, insert your hook and attach your yarn with a slip stitch. I'm now going to do a chain 5. That counts as the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then you need another chain 2 because we're going to do a V-stitch. So it's chain 5, 1, 2, 3. So this is my double crochet, and then 4, 5. And now in the same place, so between these two stitches, work a double crochet. And then this is your first V-stitch made. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches and then do next 3 stitches, and then do another V-stitch between the next 2 double crochets. So skipping 1, 2, 3 stitches, make a double crochet. Just doubting I'm just going to take this thread. I'm just going to leave it behind. I'm going to work it in later. I think that'll be better. Then work a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet in the same space between those 2 stitches. And again, skipping 3 stitches, that brings you to the next 2 doubles, and in that space in between there, a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Repeat this all the way round. So in your between your next two double crochets, so skipping 3 in there, work a V, in your next work a V, go all the way around, and after you've worked your last V, so it's going to be in between there, close with a slip stitch on your 3rd chain from that chain 5. Round 4B, we're now going to attach a yarn, and I'm using the same color yarn as round 3. I'm doing this on purpose. Attach your yarn in the back loop of any V stitch, the first leg, so this first double crochet of the V, in the back loop of that stitch. So I can choose any V, first double crochet, the back loop. Attach there with a slip stitch. We're now going to do a front post double crochet around the front post double from round 3. So we're going to come down, you see this stitch here, going to work a front post double around that. So yarn over, around this stitch, work a front post double. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to skip the V stitch and work again a front post double around this front post from round 3. So in this round you're only now going to be working in the stitches from round 3. And again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again a front post double around the front post from round 3. And don't worry that you're creating all these loops here. We'll connect them all in the next round, so don't worry about that. 2, 3, 4 chain stitches, and then again a front post around the front post from round 3. And continue this all the way around. 3, 4, and then the front post around the front post from round 3. So you continue this all the way around, and here after you've done your last front post you're going to do a chain 4 and then close on your first front post double. So don't worry about the slip stitch you have there. Close on your first stitch here with a slip stitch. Round 5A, we're again going to do a 5B. For 5A, you'll notice you have 2 series of loops here. You've got this chain 4, and you've got the V stitch, you've got that chain 2 there. What we're going to do is we're going to work in the chain 2 from round 4A, and at the same time we're going to work over the chain space, this chain 4 space. So we're kind of going to catch everything together so that you don't have any ends dangling at the back. In your color yarn, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold the chain 4 to the back so that I have the V stitch really in view. Then I'm going to insert my hook through all of those spaces and catch my yarn. Oh, there we go. We need to go through all of those spaces. So you can see how you're going to enclose all the loops. Chain 3, this counts as your first double crochet. Now I'm going to do a second double crochet in this space. Chain 2, and now work 2 more double crochets in this space. And while you're doing so, you're working both over the chain 2 from round 4 and the chain 4 space from round 4. So both those spaces. You see now you've got here 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. If you look from the back, you see nothing dangling, no loose ends, nothing. Everything is connected and in place. Go to the next space, and again going to work over both of them and work 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Yarn over. So in this space you go over the chain 4 and the chain 2, and I'm just going to take that yarn tail with me also. Work 2 doubles. 1, 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 more doubles. And let me just do that again. And 2 doubles. So 1 and 2. And again you can see how you've secured everything together. Nothing dangling here at the back. This you're going to do in all of these spaces, all 12 of your spaces. Now I've just done 2. I'll show you one more, and then you can do the rest on your own, I'm sure. So again, over both the spaces from round 4, so the chain 4 and the chain 2, and I'm just going to take those dangling yarn tails with me. Make 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles. Now done the repeat 3 times with you. Continue, go all the way around, and after you've done your last repeat here in this space, so 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, connecting these last 2, close on your first stitch, so either with a slip stitch on the chain 3 or an invisible join on the double crochet next to it. Round 5B, I have a new color yarn, again the same color as for round 4B. Going to attach in the first double crochet of this little group here, let me call it a shell for convenience. Got these 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. That first double, I'm going to attach my yarn in the back loop of that stitch, and it doesn't matter which double crochet group you choose. So in the back loop of that stitch. Now I'm going to come down and work a front post double around the front post double from round 4B. So that's once over. Then just going to have to fold your work, just get around that stitch and work a front post double. chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now skipping this entire shell here in the middle, it's going to work a front post double around the front post double from round 4B. And this process that you're going through now is very similar as what you did in round 4B. As you can see, you're again working these loops and you're going to skip the stitches in between. Chain 5, and then again a front post double around the next front post double from round 4B. And this you're going to repeat all the way around. Show you once more. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the front post double crochet. Now done it a few times. Continue all the way around. After you've worked this last front post double here, chain 5 and then close on the first front post double. So you can just ignore the slip stitch. Just the front post double is where you're going to close. Round 6A. 6A is similar to 5A. We're again going to work through this chain 5 loop and this chain 2 loop that you have from rounds 5A and B. So through both of them, and we're going to work a series of double crochets in there. I'm going to attach my yarn with a slip stitch. So go through both loops, just grab your yarn. Chain 3, that's my first double crochet. And now work 2 more doubles in the same spaces. So over and under both of them. Work a double and a second double. So you now have 3 double crochets here with the chain 3. I'm going to move it a little bit up. Chain 2, and now 3 more double crochets, all in the same space. 2 and 3. This is your first, let me call it a shell again, made. We're going to skip everything, all the next stitches, and go to the next chain spaces, and we're going to do the same. Work 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles through both loops, under and over both loops. So through both of them, and then work 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3 doubles, chain 2. You might just want to move your stitches a bit to just get room. 3 more doubles. 1, 2, and I somehow have made a knot in my yarn, which is not supposed to be there. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Now I've done the repeat 2 times. You're going to do this all the way around. So again, your next loop going to be here. Work 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles over both of these loops. Then go to this one and that one, etc. Go all the way round. Just quickly show one more with you. So under and over both. Work 3 doubles, chain 2 and 3 doubles. When you've gone all the way around, I'm going to close on the first stitch. You can close with the slip stitch on the chain 3 or make an invisible join with the stitch next to it, just depending on what you prefer. And 3. So continue and go all the way round. Round 6B. new color yarn, and again the same color as round 5B. We're going to do in essence the same as we did in round 5B for round 6B. Look at any shell stitches. You have here 3 double crochets. That first double crochet, just pick the back loop and attach your yarn with the slip stitch. Then we're again going to come down and work a front post double around the front post double from round 6B. And just fold your work to get around that stitch. And don't snag anything else. Work a front post double. Chain 7 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to skip everything here and go to the next front post double and work a front post double around that too. And this you're once again going to repeat all the way around. Chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a front post treble around the front post treble from round 5B. Continue, go all the way around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and when you come to your first stitch, so after you've done the last front post double and the chain 7, close here on your first stitch. That's this front post double crochet. Close on there with a slip stitch, and then don't cut your yarn. Okay, be mindful of that. We're going to use the same color for the next round. Round 7, still have the same color yarn. We're now going to start by making we want to make a front post double around this front post double here, but we're currently in this stitch with a slip stitch, so we're going to do maybe something unusual. We're going to do a front post slip stitch. So around the post of the stitch, just pick up your yarn and work a slip stitch. And now we do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then this counts as my front post double crochet. I'm going to move over to these 2 spaces we have. I'm going to work exactly the same as we've done before. We're going to work 3 doubles, chain 2 and 3 doubles. Yarn over, then through both of these spaces, so the chain 7 and the chain 2. I'm just going to grab my yarn tail to the back also. Work 3 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 3 doubles again. 1, 2, and 3. Now, very important, we're going to work a front post double around the front post double from 2 rows down. Oh no, 1 row down. This is 6B. Yarn over, then a front post double. And this is important. Don't accidentally skip these front post doubles, because you could go autopilot here and do this round exactly the same as we've done those 3 rounds where we did not do this. So keep in mind, you want to work that front post double also. And then we go to the next space. So through both of them, work 3 doubles, 2, 3 doubles, chain 2, and 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. And then again a front post double around that your next front post. this is your repeat. You're going to do this all the way around. Just did the repeat 2 times with you. Continue, do this on all of your stitches, and after you work your last series of 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles over these 2 spaces, just close to the top of your chain 3. Just close on your chain 3 with a slip stitch. Then don't cut your yarn, because we're going to use the same color for the next round. Round 8 already. I'm currently in the chain 3 with a slip stitch. Chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. Then in the same position, in that chain 3, work a single crochet. We're now going to work a single crochet on the next 2 stitches also. So what I'm actually kind of doing is I'm actually going to skip this very first stitch here and work a single crochet on those next 2, because this is otherwise a little messy here. I'm going to work 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. I'm not in the next stitch is the chain 2 space. Work a single crochet in the chain 2 space. And this stitch, I'm just going to mark this stitch with a stitch marker. And I'm only going to mark this stitch. Don't mark any others, only this stitch. Just going to hook a stitch marker on the single crochet that I worked in that chain 2 space. I'm going to come down and work a single crochet on each of these 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Next, you're here at the front post stitch. I'm going to work a front post single crochet around that. So around the stitch, pick up your yarn and a single crochet. So this is a front post single. To the back, and make sure you don't accidentally skip this first stitch here. Work 3 singles. 1. So these are the 3 stitches that are on the shell. 3 singles. Next up is the chain space, and work a single crochet in there. And now you don't have to mark this stitch, you only mark this first one, so that one you can leave. And then 3 single crochets coming down. 2, 3, and a front post single. And this front post single around the double here is exactly the same as this front post single around the double. So these stitches are going to repeat that all the way around. And here you're going to work, because remember this here is just a little bit messy, so I'll just see you here for that last bit also. So quickly the repeat once more. 3 singles. That's 1, 2, 3 singles, a single in the chain space, and then 3 more singles. 1, 2, 3, and then a front post single around the front post double. Repeat this, and I'll just see you here for the last bit. So just for the last part of this round, of round 8, a single crochet in the chain 2 space, then a single crochet on these last 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and here it can be a little messy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first work that front post single crochet around the chain 3, and now you need to come back, and if you look here, here's the marked stitch. Then you've got 1, 2, 3 single crochets if you count back, and that third one counting back, which is also the first single crochet you made, going to close on that stitch with a slip stitch. You can cut your yarn because we're using a new color for the next round. Round 9. This round we're going to be squaring up the circle, the design we have at the moment. I have a slip knot on my hook, and we're going to start in the marked stitch, so in this stitch. Going to work every stitch in this round. I'm going to work in the back loops only. That's to get a little bit of extra definition on your work. If you don't like that, then work through the entire stitch. That's a freedom you have. With the slip knot on my hook, in the marked stitch, I'm going to start in there with a standing single crochet. I'm just going to remove the stitch marker because it's just slightly in the way. So in that marked stitch, in the back loop, I'm going to start with a single crochet. And on the next 8 stitches, back loop, I'm going to work a single. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's number 7, and 8. So you've now made 9 single crochets in total. You've worked all of them back loop, and you've done 8 with the first standing one, so that comes to 9. We're now going to start a repeat unit, which we're going to do 4 times. In the next stitch, work a half double. Followed by a double, and a treble. In the next stitch, we're going to work 3 trebles. In this next stitch, which is a front post single crochet stitch, I'm going to work 3 trebles. It's 1, 2, and 3. I'm doing everything in the back loop. So 3 trebles. The next stitch, again work 1 treble. So twice over, and work a treble. The next stitch won't surprise you, work a double. So you're going to come down, and the next stitch work a half double. So you can see how this process here has made a corner here with that with those 3 trebles. Just did the half double, and now we're going to do the straight edge of the square. Work 17 single crochets. 17 is quite a stretch. So this is number 1, 2, continue until you have 17, 3, and 17. So I've just done 17 single crochets, and everything I've done since the half double, so the half double there, this you're going to repeat 4 more times, and on your last repeat you'll notice that you won't have to do 17 single crochets, you'll have to do 9 less because you did these 9 already, so you're only going to do 8 single crochets plus those 9 which you already have. So this bit, do this, well, 3.5, let me call it that, more times in total. Round 10, I'm using the same color yarn as round 9. Going to start with a chain 1 and a single crochet in the same stitch. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch, it's just to get you to the correct height. Then in the same stitch as we already have a slip stitch join, work a single crochet. And work a single crochet on the next 2 stitches also. 1, 2. Now we're going to start a repeat unit again that you're going to do 4 times, so on all 4 corners. Start with a half double on the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. A double crochet in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is number 6. Next 6 stitches, like so. Work a treble on the next 2, just twice over. And 1 treble and a second treble in the next. Your next stitch you're going to do 5 trebles, and this stitch should be, if everything went right, the center of the 3 trebles that you worked here in this one stitch. You've got 3, so your next stitch should be that second one, the center one, and in there you're going to do 5 trebles. So you can see how you're making a new corner in the process. So 5 trebles in this stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So by those 5 trebles you're really coming and making your corner. On the next straight edge you're going to do a treble on the next 2 stitches. So it's a mirroring image of what you just did before the corner. It's 1 and 2. Double crochet on the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Your next stitch is you do a half double in the next 2. So 1, 2, half doubles, and now we do a single on the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. 5 singles. Now you're at the end of the repeat. You can see how you've made a new corner in the process. So your next stitch is again going to be the first of the 2 half doubles. So from the point where you started the half doubles, here are those first few singles, you start the half double. You're going to repeat this corner on your other 3 corners also. And then on your last repeat you won't work 5 singles because you already have 3 here. You'll only work 2, and then close on your first stitch here with a slip stitch. Round 11, new color yarn on my hook, and we're going to start in the corner, and the corner you have these 5 trebles. The center one, so the third one of those 5 trebles, that's your corner. Going to start in that stitch with a standing single crochet. Work a second single crochet in that stitch also, and a third. So you now have 3 single crochets in the corner, and your second one, that's your new corner stitch, that second of the 3 single crochets. On the straight edge, work a single crochet on every stitch, and that's going to be 29 in total, 29 single crochets. That will bring you to the next corner, so that will be the third of those 5 trebles that you worked in the one stitch. And in that third treble, you again work 3 single crochets, and that you do all the way round. So I've now worked these singles. I'm going to continue until I'm here. You see here are your 5 trebles. In the third one here in the middle, in that stitch, you're going to work 3 single crochets, and then you can continue and work a single crochet on every edge again. Go all the way around. When you get to your first stitch, close there with a slip stitch. Before continuing with round 12, I just want to mark the corners. This is what your square looks like at the moment. I'm going to take a stitch marker and I'm going to mark the corners. In the corner you've got the 3 single crochets. I'm going to go to the center. So you see here 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to that center one, the number 2. I'm just going to mark that stitch, and I'm going to do that on all the corners. The reason is we're going to be flipping our work, and I don't want to, and the moment you turn things around it might be confusing to see which stitch is which. So to prevent any misunderstandings and any errors, I'm going to just mark the second of the corner stitches. Round 12, you've got the front of your square facing. Turn your work around, because round 12 we're going to work with the back of our work facing. So around 12, I have a new color yarn with a slip knot on my hook, and you have the back of your work facing. We're going to start in any corner stitch. And you see now why I marked the stitch, because now it's easy to see exactly where it is. Because from the back things just tend to look different than from the front. So in the marked stitch, in my corner stitch, I'm going to start in there with a standing single crochet in that marked corner stitch. Then in the same stitch, I can remove the stitch marker now, it should be fine. In the same stitch, I'm going to do a treble. That means twice over, and in the same stitch, work a treble. 1, 2, 3. And work a single crochet in the same stitch. And while you're working with a single crochet, you'll see that the treble, the post of that treble kind of bulges forward, bulges to the front of your work. That's good, you want that. And a single crochet. So in the corner, you've worked a single, a treble, a single, where the treble kind of gets pushed forward. Now we're ready to start the straight edge. In the next stitch, I'm going to work a treble. So again, twice over. And in the next stitch, this one here, work a treble. Followed by a single in the next stitch. And again, the moment you work that single, you'll notice that this treble kind of gets pushed forward, so to the front of your work. And that you're going to be repeating until the other side, till you get to the corner. So in the next stitch, a treble, and a single in the next stitch, a treble in the next stitch, and a single. You can see from the front, you can see these trebles are they're giving you a nice texture and a nice bobbles on those sides. Repeat this until you get to your next corner that you've marked. I'm just going to make a jump in the video. So now do a treble, a single, a treble, a single, etc. until you're here, and then I'll just see you for going around the corner again. I'm almost to the next corner, so my next marked stitch. You can see how this marked stitch now really helps you to not accidentally miss the corner and just go around. I've got 3 stitches left before the corner. I'm going to do a treble in the next, followed by a single, and you should have 1 stitch left before the corner. In that 1 stitch you're going to do a treble, and a treble. Your corner stitch, the next marked stitch. I'm going to remove the stitch marker. Then in the corner work a single crochet, and a treble in the same stitch, and a single crochet, so all in the same stitch. You can see how again that has pushed your treble forward. So in the same stitch you work a single crochet, treble, single crochet, and this corner is exactly the same as this corner. That means you're now going to start again with a treble, a single, a treble, a single, a treble, a single, until you get to the next corner, which is marked here, and then you work a new corner. So your last stitch will be a treble, then in the corner you work a single, treble, single, and then start your next edge. Go all the way around, and when you get to your first stitch, that's going to be this single crochet, close on that stitch with a slip stitch. So you've completed round 12. I'm just again going to mark the corner stitches for the same reason as we did round 11, because that's just to make it easier to find the corner. If you look at the corner, in the corner stitch you've got the single crochet, the treble, and the single crochet. I'm just going to mark those trebles, and I'm going to do that with the back of my work facing. Just going to mark all the trebles with a stitch marker. So these are the corner stitches. As you can see, I still have a few yarn tails to work away. I kind of do that as I go. Just going to mark this treble here, and especially because these trebles are folded, or they're curling around with the singles, it makes it easier if I just catch them now. And this one also. Just mark the corner treble. If you just want to see that a little bit zoomed in, you can see there the single crochet, and the treble is a stitch I've marked, and the single crochet. At this point you can turn your work around again, because in the next round we're going to work with the front side facing, round 13. And you see is that these trebles, they give a very nice textured edge around your square. So round 13, last round of this square. New color yarn on my hook with a slip stitch. And I can see why I marked the stitch again, because then I immediately know where the corner is and I don't accidentally grab the wrong stitch. In the corner stitch, so in the marked stitches, work 3 single crochets. The first one is standing. I can just remove that stitch marker. There was 1, 2, oh yeah, that's a double, that's wrong, sorry, I want singles, 3 single crochets, and then on every next stitch work a single crochet also. And be mindful when you work these singles, because if you look here, this is the treble, and next to it you see that single there, see that little V, it almost disappears behind these folding treble stitches. So be sure that you get all your singles, you work all of them. So work a single crochet on every stitch, and between the trebles be sure to get all your single crochets. When you get to your next corner, which is the stitch that I've marked again, work 3 single crochets in your corner and repeat that all the way around. And when you get back to your first stitch here, close on the standing stitch with a slip stitch. When you've completed the last round, this is what your square looks like. Work away these last yarn tails, as you can see that I still need to do, and block your square, because you'll see it'll just wobble a little bit. But that brings us to the end of this instruction video. I hope your square looks lovely. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again for another project.